Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Arduino tutorial. We're picking up where we left off, where we used an Arduino to control a stepper motor. And this time, we are going to control both speed and direction with a potentiometer. Our stepper motor circuit is ready to go from the last time, so all we're going to do is add our potentiometer to the equation. The middle pin is always your signal pin, and then the other two is your 5 volts or your ground. It doesn't matter which one you connect to. And the trick is to get it seated all the way, which is kind of tough with these tabs. Let's get this knob back on. Before I wire him, let's do a quick check of our stepper motor wiring. Coming from the stepper motor, we have our 5 wires, which clip in to this motor driver because you can't power a stepper motor off the Arduino. It needs way too much current than the Arduino could provide. This stepper motor has 4 input pins or control pins that we're using, and they are in 1 through in 4. And I have those connected in order from 8 to 11. So it goes in 1, 2, 3, and in 4. You can use 5 to 12 volts with this motor driver. We're going to be using 5 because our stepper motor is a 5-volt stepper motor. So I have ground and I have our 5-volt connection coming out of here and going into the breadboard power rail. For our external power, I have this female DC jack adapter, and I have 2 breadboard jumper wires coming out of it. And those are powering the power rail of our breadboard. And finally, anytime you're dealing with external power, everything has to share a common ground back to the Arduino. And so I have a ground coming from the negative rail over to a ground of the Arduino. Now we're ready for this potentiometer. I'm going to connect the signal pin of the potentiometer to pin A0 of the Arduino. Pick one of these 2 pins to make your positive. And because I'm using a 5-volt external power supply, I can either connect it here or use the 5-volt pin of the Arduino. The last connection is our ground. And I'm just going to hook it to the breadboard negative power rail. To the code! Let's start with having the potentiometer control the direction of rotation for our stepper motor. This sketch was written in real time on a live video chat with my community members. Link for that is below, so that way you can ask me questions as we write. We're going to use the stepper motor library that's included with your Arduino IDE. There are ones that are more robust, and we're going to be getting into them in future tutorials. Right here, I'm just defining all of my pin connections. In our case, we just added the potentiometer, and that is connected to pin A0. Here, we're defining how many steps does it take for this motor to make a full revolution, and that is 2048. So I created an integer variable called steps per revolution to house this number. Then I created a variable for the speed, and I called it RPM and set it to 10. I encourage you to play around with this number. And then the most important part to get your stepper motor working correctly is to initialize it on pins 8 through 11, because that's the pins I use. If you use different pins, then follow along and just put in your pin numbers. And so we're going to use this function right here. And we are going to create a stepper object. So you start with stepper, and then you make up a name for your stepper. So I called mine my stepper because it's mine. The first parameter you're going to have to put in is how many steps does it take to create a full revolution. Now you can certainly put the number 2048 in here, but I always like to use the variable because that way you can reuse this sketch for other projects and then just change the number up there and it gets reflected down here. Then you have to put in the pins that you use to connect up your motor driver to the Arduino. And the order of these pins is super important: in 1, in 3, in 2, and in 4. So in 1 was connected to 8, and then in 3 into 10, then in 2 into 9, and in 4 into 11. These 2 variables have to do with our potentiometer. because the potentiometer will produce a voltage because it's connected to the analog pin anywhere from 0 to 5 volts. And that translates into an ADC value of 0 to 1023. So 0 for 0 volts and 1023 for 5 volts. The Arduino is going to fire up. I'm going to start turning that knob. It's going to take a reading. Where am I on this turnage? It's going to take another reading, and it's going to compare this very fresh current reading to what the reading was before, the previous reading. And it's going to tell if it's going in a negative direction or a positive direction. And we'll see it in action further down the code. In this setup section, the section that only runs once, I just set a global speed. And you do that by setting the speed of which stepper motor, my stepper motor, and we're going to set a speed of RPM, which equals 10 because we put that above. Then we come to the loop, and this is the part that repeats itself over and over again. The first thing I want to do is get that current value coming from the potentiometer. Where am I? And we're going to do that by analog reading the potentiometer pin. Once we have this value, we can now determine which direction that the stepper motor needs to spin. So it's going to move the number of steps equal to the change in potentiometer reading. So we are going to get our stepper motor to start stepping. And we're going to specifically reference my stepper motor. So it's going to take that current value that it just got and subtract the previous value, which in the beginning we set to 0. So if I start turning and it's got a value of 50, 50 minus 0 is 50. It's a positive direction. In this parentheses, it's going to step 50 steps. And after that's done, we're going to take the current value and pass it to the previous value because it's about to become old news. I'm about to move again. Then it loops back at the top and grabs a fresh current value, still remembering what that previous value was from the last time, which was 50. So it's going to analog read the potentiometer pin, and it's going to want to step the motor. So the current value, let's say I thumb it back down to 0. So 0 minus 50 is negative 50. So it's going to step the motor backwards by negative 50. And then it's going to take this negative 50 and pass it to the previous value, and so on and so forth. And turning it back the other way. And you may be asking, why is it not making a full rotation? It only seems to be going about halfway. Well, if you recall, we have the full steps per revolution at 2048. And ADC values only go from 0 to 1023. So the most that our stepper motor is ever going to move is 1023. And half of 2048 is indeed 1024. So how do we get this potentiometer to make an actual full rotation? You can see here that I've made some slight changes to the code. First thing we're going to do is grab what the current value is of our potentiometer by analog reading the potentiometer pin. And then we're going to translate this value, which is a scale from 0 to 1023, to a scale of 0 to 2048. And we're going to do that using the map function. The way it works is that it's going to map from a source. So it's going to take that previous value. The low of that value is 0 and the high is 1023. And then the low for our motor is 0 steps and the high is 2048. So 0 will map to 0. And when I turn that potentiometer all the way to 1023, it's going to equal 2048. And then it'll extrapolate all the numbers in between. And then I have current steps. And same thing, we are going to map that current value that it takes right off the bat here and map it from a value of 0 to 1023 to a stepper motor value of 0 to 2048. And then I swapped in those variables in here. So it's going to take the current steps that it calculated from this mapping process and pop it in here. Subtract the previous steps that it took before and see what kind of number it generates. Then we need to free up the current value of our potentiometer. So it's going to pass that into the previous value because that's about to be old news. And it's going to grab a fresh current value of which it'll go through this whole situation again. And I have it all the way turned. So this is where it stops. Let's see what happens when I turn the other way. All right, now it's time to get fast and furious because we are controlling speed. This sketch is going to have a lot of similarities from the one we just looked at. First thing we want to do is read that potentiometer. So we're going to get that potentiometer value by analog reading the potentiometer pin. In order to get this step speed, I'm going to map the potentiometer value, which has a low of 0 and a high of 1023, to a motor speed of 0 to about 17. You can try and figure out what the high is for your motor, but 17 works pretty good for these. If the step speed is greater than 0, which means I started moving that potentiometer, well, now we have to start assigning a speed and a number of steps to move. So let's set the speed first. Oh yeah, pedal to the metal. And so we're going to set the speed of my stepper motor by the step speed. And whatever the step speed here that was calculated from this mapping process, it's going to get input here. So it's going to be a number anywhere from 0 to 17. And now that we have the speed, well, someone's got to step on the gas pedal. So let's start stepping. We're going to step, and we're going to step my stepper. And we're going to use steps per revolution divided by 100. Now, what the heck is this business over here? If we were to just leave steps per revolution, what's going to happen is, say we have a speed of 2 here. It's going to take an entire rotation before it takes another reading. So that could be a while. I found that if you set each step to 1/100th of a revolution, you're going to get a better response with your speed control on your stepper motor. I have it turned all the way counterclockwise. So let's see what happens when I go clockwise. It should start slowing down and down to nothing. Another way to do this is to put a hard number in here. So why don't we put 1 step? So whatever the step speed is, that's what it's going to take that 1 step at. So if it's really fast, like 17, that little step's going to go by really quick. I am fully clockwise. Let's start turning. And it's a lot more responsive this way. So here I have it bottomed out so it stops. And I am just going to crack it a little bit. And there it goes. 1 step at a time at whatever speed is getting mapped from my potentiometer value. But it is a little bit more responsive at the low speeds. If you have any questions about this circuit or the code that you just saw, post in the comments below. And for community members, all of the projects are done in real time via live video chat, including coding code from scratch. That way you can ask questions in real time and you can show me your circuits so we can troubleshoot on the spot. Link for the community is below. Guys, I had a blast and I will catch y'all later.